So I've been a rapper producer for about 2.5 years now, and I want to share 5 experiences, tips, or pitfalls I wish I had known when I started out. So my name is Joseph Densa. I'm a rapper, singer, producer, songwriter, or whatever you want to call the one-man team. I make beats, I write lyrics to them, and I record them here in my little home studio. And I've been doing that for about 2.5 years now. My music has gotten significantly better in the last couple of months. My numbers aren't anything crazy, but I'm running some Facebook ads right now on my music, and my numbers are rising every day. In this video, I just want to share my thoughts on my music journey so far. So first things first, you will suck in the beginning. Well, maybe not suck, but things aren't going to sound great, especially if you're exploring a home studio setup. You have to figure out the mic placement, your distance between you and the mic, vocal processing, etc. It probably took me about 1.5 years before my vocals were sounding good and belonging in the mix. I only felt comfortable mastering my own music after 2 years, which is still pretty fast. I do this within Isotope Ozone, which I really recommend for artists starting out who want to drop music consistently without having to pay $50 to $100 getting it mastered every time. And all of this comes after 2 to 3 years of producing all kinds of music and really not being good at any of them. And remind you that I'm one of the fortunate artists that can make their own beats, and I'm not tied to another producer with licenses and everything that comes with it. Secondly, try using loops in the beginning if you want to get into beat making. Not just samples, but drum loops as well. You can find and download royalty-free samples and drum loops on Looperman for free, and you can use them in your tracks that you're going to be putting out. One song of mine even consists of 2 loops and my vocal tracks, and I don't necessarily like that song any less than I like my other songs. This goes to show that it doesn't matter if you use loops or not. It is what you do with them that matters. I used to obsess about sound design and music theory and creating every little texture myself. I'm not saying experienced artists aren't doing that. I'm just saying that starting out as a producer or beat maker, this is impossible. So stop stressing about it. If it sounds good, it sounds good. Nobody is going to dissect a song making sure that this bell or that pad sound is made by the artist himself. It took me a while to get to terms with that though, so be patient. Number 3, keep pushing through moments of doubt. I have had many of these. Moments I have doubted myself, moments other people have doubted me, life taking over, thinking is it all worth it. I used to listen to hip-hop songs thinking I would never ever get anything sounding close to what I was listening to. If someone would have let me listen to my songs that are currently coming out back then, I would have never believed I would be at this point right now. This goes to show that you always improve in something if you practice it. No matter how much, you just do. If I look back at myself 1 year ago, I laugh at the things I was struggling with back then. Whether it's recording, mixing, writing, or designing my own covers. I look at it like this. Every time you encounter one of these moments, the other guys wanting to do the same thing as you will too. Every time some of them will tap out and get a regular job. You will not. Every time the group gets thinner, and if you keep up long enough, you will get a result. Maybe you won't win the race, but if you get a top 10 result out of say 200 riders, chances are you're gonna turn pro someday. Then again, I'm not even close to being in that top 10. Go look at my Spotify. I'm not even close to making a living with music, but I'm finally seeing more and more people engage with my music, and this is just to point out the things I personally believe in. The 4th thing is kind of a pitfall. Playlisting is not everything. Since about 1 year ago, when I started to feel comfortable enough with my music to start spending money to promote it, I started to pay for some playlist promotion. That's what every video, every article, every blog post was telling me to do. And sure, my numbers went up a lot. Life was good, and I thought this was just going to get me the fans I needed. Because they come across my song in a playlist, you're going to love it and save it, right? Wrong. How do you listen to a playlist? Usually it's at some kind of get-together or party where you just don't want to worry about the music for the next 2 hours. So how many of those songs, when you're with your friends and that playlist of 2 hours is running, are you going to save? How many of those songs are you going to go like, damn, this is good. Who is this? Not a lot. It happens, but don't count on it to get your music out there. As soon as I stopped paying for the promotion and was out of those playlists, my numbers shot right back down to where they were. Sure, if you're included in major editorial playlists or private playlists like Rap Caviar, you're gonna be fine making money with your music and getting your name out there. But we're talking about starting beginning artists here, so be patient. Fifth thing is a tactic I've been implementing since a few months. I'm running Facebook ads through a service called TONEDEN. Those are the story ads you see flashing by from time to time when you're scrolling through your friends' IG or Facebook stories. TONEDEN charges $50 for their basic plan with an additional $50 for the Spotify Growth Playbook, which I am currently using. It optimizes your budget and shifts it towards audiences that are reacting to your ad. I'm spending about $5 a day and I'm gaining about 5 to 10 Spotify followers every day. I know these are not great cost per follower stats, but I'm still figuring out the marketing side of everything. So basically you take a 15-second video ad with your music and target audiences that you think will like your music. I'm not affiliated with them. I wish I was, but I highly recommend the service for artists ready to drop some money to get their name out. It's by far the best method I have used yet. People are tapping the follow button, saving my songs and putting them into their playlists, which, as you all know, is super important for Spotify to start noticing your music and test it out more people in their algorithmic playlists. Coincidentally, I recently got placed in thousands of release radars outside of my follower ones. I was looking at my Spotify for artists like I do every day, and suddenly my streams were way up in one day. Turned out, Spotify picked up my latest release, Wide Awake, and tested it out on thousands of other people who like similar music to mine. This lasted for about a week, and I gained some extra fans and a lot of saves outside of the TONEDEN ones. Although after a week, my streams went back down to a level slightly above the level before this jump. This means my music is slowly but surely getting picked up, and I will be getting into more and bigger algorithmic playlists, which is exciting progress for me. I hope these tips and pitfalls I noticed along the way will help some of you out there getting started and a little overwhelmed by it all. Growing as an artist is something we all want, but the number one most important thing is to just have fun. Do it because you love it, and I will guarantee you will not stop and your efforts will be rewarded at some point. Mine are currently starting to pay off. If you like this video and would like to follow my journey as an artist, please drop a like and subscribe for upcoming videos. If you're curious about my music, I'm on all streaming platforms under the name Joseph Densa. The links are down below. Up until the next one.